Welcome to the draft recap edition of Brugler's Draft Board. Dane, the Jets added 9 players over the course of the weekend. And let's start up top with big Mekhi Becton. Why was he the right choice for the green and white?
Well, emphasis on big, like you mentioned. His entire life, he's always been bigger and quicker than anybody he's gone up against, and that's been good enough. But now in the NFL, that's not going to be the case. It's something where he needs to continue and hone that technique. But with that length, he can stonewall rushers and pass pro. He's going to move people in the run game. So even though there will be some sloppiness early on as a rookie, which should be expected, I think he has the ability where he can mask some of those flaws because of just his natural size and gifted athleticism. You think he's going to continue to develop. He's not done. He's not at a ceiling. A very gifted player who I think the Jets, to get him outside the top 10 picks, outstanding value.
Okay, let's go to round 2 now. The Jets were on the clock at 48, trade back to 59, get an extra pick, and take Denzel Mims, the 13th receiver, off the board at 59. First off, were you surprised at all that Mims was still available for the Jets at 59? And what can you say about Mims's ascend from the Senior Bowl to the Combine to present?
Yeah, if Denzel Mims went 29 and not 59, I don't think anybody would have batted an eye. Break down his traits, you see first-round traits. A guy that's 6'3", 207 pounds, and he has 34-inch arms. That makes a lot of offensive tackles jealous. That's the same arm length as Tristan Wirfs. There's not going to be a cornerback that he goes up against that has longer arms than he does. So he has the length that you really want at the position. And then at the Combine, 4.38 in the 40, 6.66 in the 3-cone. Just outstanding numbers, and then it matches the tape. But I just think overall, this is the weapon that Sam Darnold has been waiting for. Just throw it to an area and let your big athletic receiver go get it. So with their first 2 picks, I think the Jets did an outstanding job giving their quarterback some much-needed help.
The Jets clearly got value at 59 with Mims, but what about in the 3rd round? The Jets doubled down on defense. Ashton Davis, Jabari Zuniga, 2 guys who were banged up in the pre-draft process a little bit. So do you think that the Jets got good value there? And what can Jets fans be expecting from both of those guys come the regular season?
Yeah, I do. And I really think that they did a nice job because Ashton Davis, he has experience at corner, has experience at safety. And what you notice when you throw on his tape is just the play speed. This guy plays 100 miles an hour, really aggressive, plays violent. Now, sometimes playing 100 miles an hour could work against him at times, whether he's playing safety, whether he plays more of a nickel role. He's going to make an impact on special teams and then on defense as well. And then Zuniga, he's a guy that doesn't have that bend necessarily that's going to capture the edge and stress tackles on the outside, but he's going to go right at you because he has physical hands and he's not afraid to play with violence, not afraid to just go at you with power and say, let the best man win. And he can set the edge. And so I think he's a guy that can be on the field in different situations, give them a little bit of versatility.
In the 4th round, the Jets had 3 picks, and in order, they tackle running back, quarterback, offensive lineman with LaMichael Pirine, James Morgan, and Cameron Clark. Specifically about Pirine and Clark, what can you tell us about what kind of value both of those guys can add to the Jets? Because I don't think there's a lot of Charlotte football fans out there.
Pirine, he was just a reliable player, averaged over 5 yards a carry. The athleticism doesn't necessarily wow you, but he's very good in terms of spotting the hole, hitting it, and he's just a really tough player. So I think he's a guy that can be a reliable player, and you can put him on the field in any situation. I think that's a key. What's going to get you on the field? And a guy like Pirine, who can do a little bit of everything, blocking, receiving, rushing, that's certainly a value for a rookie. And then Cam Clark, if you want to get excited about what he could be, just throw on the Clemson tape from this past year. You see a guy who is not afraid to introduce his hands, play with power, run his feet. He's very smart, and you can see that cerebral approach and how that pays off for him. He's fundamentally sound, and he's got a physical edge to him. You love the competitiveness from a player like this. So he started at left tackle, but I think he has the skill set where he can move to guard no problem. So that tackle guard versatility, I think that just adds to his value. And in the 4th round, I really like this pick for the Jets.
In round 5, the Jets perhaps got one of the best value picks of the entire draft, Bryce Hall, the cornerback out of Virginia. Obviously, the medical is a big question, especially heading into the draft. But what about Bryce Hall, the player, should excite Jets fans, especially when you think about where they got him in round 5?
You have a good-sized athlete who The technique's not always right. He's a little leggy. Needs to work on his transition skills, his footwork, but uses his length well. And when the ball's in the air, he's got that my ball mentality where he's going to locate it and go up and get it and show those receiver-like skills. So a lot to like about the value and where the Jets were able to land a talent like this.
And then the Jets wrapped up their draft by taking a punter, Braden Mann out of Texas A&M.
I'll tell you what, it would not surprise me at all if at some point during his rookie contract, he is considered one of the top 5 punters in the league. He has that type of potential. Not only does he have a leg that can kick it 65 yards, 70 yards, but he's accurate. I'm talking about inside the 20-yard line and the field position game. A lot of people get start to get critical of punters being drafted, but if there was going to be one that was worth it, it was Braden Mann.
All right, that was the draft recap edition of Brugler's Draft Board. Dane, congratulations on another draft, and thanks a lot.
We did it. Thanks, Ethan.